up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Super Gamer Boys. I'm your host, Colonel, the most handsome dad, Garrett Morlang, and here in the virtual studio with me is the king of video games and Pocket Poppy, Adrian Homeboy Holmes. What's up, Adrian?
What's going on, my guy? Another Monday, another episode.
It's true. It's true. Every Monday there is an episode, and every episode is on a Monday. How are you doing tonight?
Not too bad, man. Work was a bear, but that doesn't matter anymore because now we're getting to do the fun stuff.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
How about yourself?
I'm in the same boat as you. I don't have a job yet, but I picked up some freelance work.
You got work.
I picked up some
freelance work. You may not have a job,
work,
but you got work.
Picked up a couple little small projects, and let me tell you, they just this week is full. It's a little stressful this week. Wife's gonna be out of town, so I got the kids, and all of a sudden I have like a project's due every day. I'm like, oh no, what have I done? I'm in trouble. So thoughts and prayers, please. Thoughts and prayers that I can get through this week, that both of my children survive, and that all the work gets done on time. So it'll be good. It's not a ton of work. It'll probably only like an hour or two a day, honestly. At least that's my estimate. Who knows? I might get into it and be like, oh shoot, this is like an all day thing. But I'm hoping it's just a couple hours a day. That way I don't lose my sanity trying to design this stuff. But man,
I believe in you, dude.
It's good to be back here on the podcast, though. Boy, we got some good questions this week. Mm-hmm. We got some all right news this week. I
appreciate you telling it like it is. It's few and far between this week, man. It's spooky out there.
It was a quiet week. But we got some good what you playing too. Like you played some stuff, I played some stuff, so I'm excited. I'm excited. Carrie says, put those kids to work. If they knew how to do some graphic design or web design, then heck yeah, I'd slap them both.
Start them early.
Set them both up on a laptop and just let them go to town like monkeys on typewriters. But
start them early. Get them interested in it now, and they'll be they'll be pros by the time they're 13.
There you go. But today we're gonna be.
You forgot about the podcasting champ.
I usually don't introduce the podcasting champ.
Disrespect.
It's always on the show notes, but I don't think I've introduced them in like months. It's fun. So it's funny that you're just realizing that now. It's been a while since I've introduced it. Maybe that's why they're always so ticked off at us.
Could be. They're like, look, I have a whole title. I'm in the intro, and I never get shouted out. You know what? It's all lining up now.
Also joining us this week is the heavyweight botcasting champion of the world, Super Gamer Bot.
There we go.
We'll hear from them later on in the show. I also wanted to shout out our merch. If you haven't gotten merch, go get some. Drinking on my summer Gamer Boys glass right now.
They look so sick.
Drinking some LaCroix out of it. Look at that.
Look at these friggin' pins, dude.
Beautiful faces. Summer Gamer Boys. Yes. I put some of my pins on my little like shoulder bag that I wear around, but I didn't put the ones of our faces because it just felt a little weird to like, especially on days where I happen to be wearing my bag and my shirt. So the shirt already has my faces on it. It just seemed weird to also like have pins of my faces on my bag. I'm like, but I put our OG logo, I put the Summer Game Boys logo, and then the sun. But yeah, I love those pins.
That'll work.
They're good. They're good. So go get some merch, sgbstore.com. We'll obviously talk more about that in our ad, but I just want to give it a shout out. It's some cool stuff. We worked hard on it, and we thank you guys. We'll very much appreciate that. Wow, that was very loud in my ears. I always forget that notifications are cranked way too loud. It happens every week almost, where someone subs or raids or something like that, and I get the notification in my ears. It blows my eardrums out, and then by the end of the show, I forget that I need to turn it down. So,
you know what? Carrie in the chat makes a really good point. We need some merch for the women folk.
Okay. Well, we
should put that on the docket.
We need some women then to consult with.
I mean, there's two in the chat right now.
That's true.
One's modding and one's there.
That's true. It's just weird to wear something that says Gamer Boys. I mean,
oh, that's the brand. That sorry.
I know. I feel like you're.
We can make a design all day long, but it's gonna say Gamer Boys on there.
Unless we totally rebrand who we are. I guess. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. But I think it isn't going to be a constant. It's not like always in the future. It's going to say that. Like that. Obviously, that was just like a thing for summer, and it's the name of our podcast for our classic merch. But yeah, we'll take that.
You know what? She makes a good point. Can still have the logo and brand, and still make a women's line. We could do Super Gamer Girl. That's definitely a possibility.
We could, yeah.
Everybody games here.
Lulu says it could be a Gamer Boys lady. That does sound weird though, because it almost sounds like you are our
you're
ladies.
Our lady.
Yeah.
Nah. We'll workshop it.
I don't like that. Excuse me. Well, today we're going to be talking about Xbox raising Game Pass prices, Ubisoft's apology for stealing art, and Nintendo Magazine is now in English. But first, let's give a quick shout out to our Patreon producers, Bubble Smash, Kajoma01, and our Super Gamer sponsors, Julie Bates, Mama Mare, and Carrie. If you want to be awesome, just like those folks, head over to patreon.com/supergamerboys, where you can support us starting at just $1 a month. That's right, $1 each and every month. Get episodes early and ad-free all month long. Get access to Patreon exclusive shows like Super Later Boys and previous seasons of Super Gamer Book Club. And we'll talk more about that later in the show. But I do want to give a huge shout out to Jack Sriracha, Yate, and DJ Trooz for allowing us to use their music. Thank you so much. Make sure to go find them. Right tonight, we're listening to DJ Trooz. You can find his stuff over on Apple Music and Spotify. Link should be in the show description. And maybe one day we'll make a command for it. But, you know.
Do you see what's going on in the chat?
I don't. I was doing my spiel. Gamer Boys groupie. Yeah, that's what it kind of came across.
No. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay. Super Gamer friends. That's good. Chizo. I like that. Carrie says, I'll be a groupie. Okay.
Keep going.
We need a Super Gamer Boys calendar. Oh,
there you go.
Oh, no. I don't like that. Adrian can hold a puppy for the calendar. Now, are we talking like just pictures of us in a calendar? Or are we talking like pictures of us in a calendar?
Like a fireman calendar.
Like a fireman calendar, but we're just like two
video game characters. Like there's one of you in a sneaking suit with your little your head tie, your bandana on.
That would be fine. I would totally do that. But no, when you say fireman calendar, I'm thinking like shirtless. Like it's just like showing off my dad bod.
Yeah.
With a game controller.
Shirtless snake. You're holding like I don't know.
Oh man, yeah. We'll
like a grenade or something like that.
We'll have to workshop that. We'll have to workshop that. Maybe it won't ever see the light of day. I don't know.
I mean, there's demand. Look, the chat blew up. The chat got super active when that idea came through. I'm just saying.
Everyone likes the idea of it.
Until it happens.
Is anyone
in
the
the
chat?
They're like, why did we ever do this?
Would anyone in the chat actually buy that? I don't see anyone spending like, however, like $15-20 just to have two, slightly overweight dudes like posing at a calendar.
I ain't no slide over here, good buddy. I'm gonna have to do a Robotnik. I'm gonna have to do a Wario. I'm gonna have to do who else? Who else is rotund?
Oh man, we just do just a bunch of shirtless cosplays of different video game characters.
Yeah, you want a sexy Robotnik? I'll figure it out.
Sexy Robotnik. Oh no. Okay. All right. Well, it's now time.
Pin put in there.
Yeah, we'll stick a pin in that, and it might stay in there. It's now time to check the mail. So let's go ahead and boot up Super Gamer Bot here, who I did introduce at the beginning of this episode.
Hola, boyos. It's question time once again. Ready for the champ to give you a few more?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
See, they were listening. They referred to themselves as the champ. Told you.
That's true. It's true. I'm sorry, Super Gamer Bot, for not introducing you each and every episode. I guess I just got comfortable when you were on strike that one time, and I just never got back in the swing of it. So I apologize. That's on me. All right. Would you mind giving us that first question from Sir Prince-a-Lot?
Sir Prince-a-Lot asks, if you could get a game-related tattoo, what and where would it be? Bonus points if not Kingdom Hearts or Metal Gear related.
Impossible. Game-related tattoo, what would it be? Where would it be? And it can't be Kingdom Hearts or Metal Gear?
That's literally the go-to for me, because I have that planned, and I need to stop talking about it and do it at some point.
Oh, man.
You go first.
Okay. I think... I've always wanted the PlayStation Sacred Symbols. Those right there, that I was watching on video.
Smart.
I wanted those, but I don't want them like in a square shape like that. I would like them like in a row, just like down my forearm, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I've
How big?
Also, I mean, probably like a good like what, 4 or 5 inches,
right?
Something like that. I've also would love a Pokemon. I don't know if I do go like just classic Pikachu or if I'd go like my favorite Gengar, but like I want pixel art. I want a pixel art version, like the sprite, like the actual pixel sprite. I think that would be sick. I mean, he doesn't say we're not allowed to use Metal Gear Kingdom Hearts. He just says bonus points if you don't use it.
Bonus points if you, yeah.
But I would, I think just like the frequency, like one of the codec frequencies. I can't decide though if I would want to go Otacon, you know, the main man
you
through
have
all
to
the games,
yeah.
like 14112, or if it would be
140.85.
Exactly, yeah, Roy Campbell and Naomi in the first game. So, I think that would be pretty sick. I don't even know if I'd want like even any art, like just having like in the font, just those numbers, just like you know, like the kind of pixelated font. I think that'd look kind of cool. And then I thought of a Death Stranding one. That's technically not Metal Gear.
The handprint on your arm?
I would love a handprint.
Oh, that'd be tough, dude.
I would love a handprint where like it's because like in the like it's totally like an in-canon thing, at least with Sam Porter Bridges. Like he doesn't. It's not a tattoo, but he gets the handprints crawling on his body. I'm like, ooh, imagine have like a couple little handprints, like it's walking up my arm, or like.
Oh, that's tough.
I think that would be pretty sick. That'd be pretty sick. So those are a few of mine. What about you?
Not too shabby. Not too shabby.
Another one. Hang on, one last one.
Go ahead.
This is a recent game. It was my game of the year last year, and I just finished it. Armored Core 6. I think it'd be really cool to get the Gun 13 insignia on me, which is just like it's just like a little like geometric design shape thing with like the number 13, but like Gun 13 Raven, like that's your character you play. I'm like, oh, that would be kind of sick. I don't know where I'd get that. It'd be something like on like I don't know, the back of my shoulder or something like that. Like it's not something I necessarily want like out in the open, but I think it'd be cool. It'd be like almost like an arm badge, like a military badge, like where you'd have your insignia, like having like like the Gun 13 logo. Like that'd be kind of cool. But go ahead, Adrian. I told you to go, and then
no, you're good. You're good.
That's okay. What are your ideas?
All right. So I've got a couple.
Okay.
So one of mine is so for the Super Nintendo, one of the like brand package or like the logo of it is the 4 buttons put together. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, because every Super Nintendo controller has the A, B, X, Y buttons.
Yeah.
But if you look it up real quick, just type like Super Nintendo button logo, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And I want those 4 buttons in those 4 colors on my arm somewhere.
Oh, like the green, blue, red, yellow? Yeah.
I think that'd be really sick.
So like the Famicom
right.
colors, basically. Dude,
so that would
sick.
Yeah, that would for sure be one. I also want the Star Fox logo, like the insignia or the logo for the group. I think that'd be sick to have.
Okay.
I don't know where though, but I want it in red.
Oh, like the actual like logo, like the emblem of the Fox with the Wings.
Yeah, the emblem.
Dude, that'd be
yeah,
sick.
That'd be sick to have. And then of course, now that I'm not going for bonus points anymore, my Kingdom Hearts one, which would be there 4 different symbols, probably across my wrist right here in like little squares. So like one would be the crown, one would be the heartless symbol, one would be the nobody symbol, and then one would be a Mickey Mouse head.
Okay.
So
dude, that would be sick.
And they'll be like in little, they'll be like silhouettes in little black squares across my wrist.
Okay. Oh, so it'd be like a negative space tattoo where you have like squares, and then in the middle, like there's no ink. That's the image. That would be super sick, actually. What about like you wouldn't want a Keyblade or anything?
I feel like everybody who gets those gets Keyblades.
That's
kind of played
but
out.
I mean, you could go different and don't just get the base Keyblade. Like, is there like a different one that's like your favorite? Like, you know, because you collect.
If I did get one, it would be the base one, because that's like the most iconic to me. That stands out.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think off the top of my head if there's. You know what? I don't know if I would get it, but I saw the coolest tattoo.
Okay.
I saw. So there were 2 people who I guess they both grew up playing Wii together. And you know how on the bottom of the Wii remote, it has like the 4 little squares and each one lights up blue?
Oh, yeah.
For which player you are. One of them had one where it was like the 4 square, and then the player 1 was lit blue.
So
and then the other one had the same thing, but their player 2 was lit up blue. I was like, oh, that's awesome. That's such a good idea.
Angel says, I guess I'm not getting a Keyblade now.
Angel, trust me, I originally thought about doing a Keyblade, and I was gonna just do a silhouette of the Kingdom Key and call it a day, but I was gonna have it go like vertically down my arm like that and just be like real minimal. But I'm like, man, I feel like everybody gets Keyblades, you know?
Yeah. He also wants the name of every single person that inted me in League on my back. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that is.
I assume he's talking about Rocket League.
Probably.
Or League of Legends. You play League of Legends. I forgot. Oh man, dude, that's a long list. That's a long list. It's gonna be your back, your arms, your legs, everything. Oh no. It means
my friend has
purposely make me lose. Oh yeah, it's a very long list then, because that's everyone. That's everyone on League of Legends. It's just everyone's out to
trolling and griefing.
Yeah, I can't get the other person. That's amazing.
My friend has the sickest one that I haven't seen, but I'm sure other people have, but not nearly as much. Do you remember in Kingdom Hearts 1 when Sora and Kairi were drawing in that cave and they drew like the little Paopu fruit picture?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has that on his inner upper arm right here.
Okay.
And I'm like, dude, that's such a good idea. That's like such a deep cut that you have to like really know the game to pick up on that.
That's awesome.
Good.
That reminds me. That was another idea I had when I read this question was my love of Crash Bandicoot. Like when I was younger, I was just like, it's risky to get Crash on my arm.
Why don't you get a Wumpa Fruit?
That's exactly what I was saying. As either a Wumpa Fruit or just one of like the boxes, like the question mark boxes or whatever. Although that could be mistaken, if it's not done right, mistaken as like a Mario question mark box. Like obviously it's different. It's like a wooden crate in Crash. Like so, like if there's a wood texture and you get if it's colored, it's orange with the bright yellow. But I was like, I was thinking the same thing. A Wumpa Fruit would be sick because I love the colors of the Wumpa Fruit, like the gradient from like the yellow to orange. Angel says he wants an Itachi tattoo. What is Itachi? What's that?
From Naruto.
Is that one of those animes you're talking about?
It is. Also, I would like to get, I don't know what I wanted to say yet, but I would love to get a tattoo in Chozo from Metroid, because Metroid is my favorite Nintendo series.
That would be sick.
So to get something in the Chozo language, but I don't know what I wanted to say yet, and that's the tough part.
That's very good.
Mm-hmm.
Carrie says, I want a really beautifully artistic Snorlax. Ooh, she already has the pick that she wants. That would be sick. That I love like I saw this person on Instagram. My buddy, I think Sir Prince a lot shared it with me actually on Instagram, or maybe I shared it with him. I don't remember. There's a reel. There's this tattoo artist who does Pokemon tattoos, but it's all in like a what do they call it? Like a Mayan kind of aesthetic, like almost like what you'd see like hieroglyphs like on a wall somewhere or something like that. Like it's that type of design style, but like Pokemon. Like it's super sick, like really geometric looking shapes and designs. So he's like redesigns like, so it's different than like the pixel sprite. It's different than like just a artistic like picture. It's like a really cool direction where it almost looks like something you'd see like a cave, you know, or like a tomb like on the wall somewhere. Like there's really cool like Mayan, I think it was, or did he say Aztec? I don't know. There's some like a Central South American style art that was really cool. I wish I could find it again. I'll have to look it up, see if I can find it, but it was so cool. So cool. You
know what else would be sick? A Monster Hunter tattoo. Have you seen a lot of the designs for like the logos that they do for the games? If you ever look at the Monster Hunter logos, like on the behind them, excuse me, they have like a glyph kind of, or like a in the shape of a monster around them. One of those would be pretty sick to get, like from whatever your favorite Monster Hunter is.
Okay, yeah, similar to like what Final Fantasy does, basically.
Yeah,
that would be sick. Get like one of those Final Fantasy ones on your arm or like on your back.
That'd be a full
back piece. That'd have to be like a full back piece or chest piece. Like just your entire chest is just like the Final Fantasy 7 one, and then on the back have like.
I already know. If I got a Final Fantasy 10 one, I already know what it is. So in the very beginning of Final Fantasy 10, right, you see a silhouette of everybody's weapon, like kind of stuck into a rock, right?
Okay.
And then you can look it up. You can look it up if you need to.
I feel like I've seen that from like the demo I played back in the day.
Right. Yeah. I would absolutely get that. But I would get it like in more like, it doesn't necessarily have to be super duper realistic, but just like the idea of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it can be minimalist, but I want them all the way that they're portrayed in that shot.
Just like a silhouette. A silhouette would be sick, where it is just like in black, basically.
Yeah.
Like, but you can see all the hilts sticking out and stuff. Dude. Yes. Yeah, I just looked it up. Yeah, I remember this from the demo. That would be sick. Oh, man.
Yes.
That'd be awesome. Final Fantasy X, though, does have a freaking crazy, like, logo art to it. Like, it's like the two summons just fighting. Or I guess it's just one, but there's like the one, like, the cape turns into like flame and it comes up. It's pretty sick.
Such good art, man. I don't think there's a Final Fantasy logo that misses.
That's true. They're all pretty sick. That's a fun one. Man, I wish I wanted to get another tattoo. I got one like, I guess it's been over 10 years now. 10 years ago, I got my first one, and it's like my only one. I've always wanted to get more. And it's like, but they're just so expensive. Like it's like
I know that's the big barrier.
And it's like it's like price, and it's like if I'm spending that much, it has to be good, and I don't know if I trust anyone enough to do that for me. Like I don't know. It's not only the cost factor, but it's also like, man, like finding an artist that you know you can trust and can do like. Get your vision, create your vision exactly.
No, I'm going back to the same guy who did my One Piece one. He did fantastic work. I trust him fully. So
that's one that your cousin goes to. Okay, I think I follow him on Instagram. He does sick stuff. Yeah, I've seen this stuff.
Yeah, he does great work.
Yeah, I that's what we should do. We need to do like a vlog.
You want to fly out and get a tattoo?
We need to do like a vlog episode where, I fly up to you and we go to get tattoos together, get our gaming tattoos.
I'm down.
That'd be sick.
I'll take you there.
Oh, man. Carrie wants to know, what's your tattoo, if you don't mind sharing? I just have Aramaic text on my wrist from my from Scripture, the Bible. Yep. And Adrian has a couple as well.
I only have one right now. It's the Straw Hat Jolly Roger from One Piece.
That's so clean. I love that. That's so good. Man. Very, very good. Cool. Well, I think that is it for that question. Oh, we have one more question though. Super Gamer Bot, please give us that question from Carrie.
Carrie asks, what fictional character would you like to have as a best friend?
Ooh, fictional character you'd like to have as a best friend. This is a hard one. Like just because
there's so many good answers.
There's a lot of good answers. Do you have any? Do you have any right off the bat?
I do. Okay. From Paper Mario. It's Goombario. It's the first party member that you get, and I feel like he is your best friend throughout that game. He is super duper loyal. He's always down to help Mario no matter what it is. He never gets scared. It's just, yeah, he's a great companion. Yeah, that'd be my first one.
I just saw Chizo's answer for the tattoo, and he said, I love either the OG Jolly Roger or Usopp's Jolly Roger.
Those are great picks. Those are fantastic picks.
Very good. Very good. At first, I was been playing Kingdom Hearts 2 on stream recently. A lot of Disney characters.
Donald and Goofy, baby. Go ahead.
I wasn't going to say them, actually. I was going to say Genie.
Really?
I was going to say Genie. I think Genie would be so much, just so chaotic and so much fun. Only if he's voiced by Robin Williams, so.
Well, that ain't going to happen, unfortunately.
Only if I can have Robin Williams as the voice. And
unless you're going to figure out a way to raise the dead, it ain't going to happen.
I mean, Genie is a spirit anyway, so.
Oh yeah, but he literally said he can't bring back people back. So
yeah. What was another one?
I got one. I got one. It's a duo, but I don't care because they're just that good, and I would love to pal around with them.
Okay.
It's obvious. It's Sans and Papyrus.
Oh,
from Undertale.
Of course.
100%. Those guys would be the most fun to pal around with. Easily.
That would be so great because it'd just be you, like in Sans, just screwing,
ripping on Papyrus, and he has no idea.
Just right over his head.
Frustrated. But
so,
the best part about it though is
Chizo says so much spaghetti.
The best part about it though is, you know, when push does come to shove, you know that they're going to be there for you because you know you got a tight bond.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, we can play around, we can joke around, right? But if, you know, it ever hits the fan, I know they got my back.
That's great.
No questions asked. Those are true blue friends.
What was the other one I had? Oh, I was thinking outside of the video game realm. I was just going through my like kind of Rolodex of dynamic duos, and I was like, oh, Star Wars hit me, and I was like, Chewbacca, dude.
Okay.
Solid pick. Might not be able to like understand him or barely understand him, but dude, like, he's always got your back. He'll do whatever it takes to take care of you. Like him and Han are so tight. But
I feel like it'd be a situation where kind of like Groot. Like if you spend enough time with him, you'll just eventually start understanding him.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Man, there's so many. I know on Discord, someone answered. I think was it Kajoma? Let me look. Yeah, Kajoma answered, and he said Samwise Gamgee. I'm like, that's like the number one
risking
answer.
your life to carry you to Mount Doom. Yeah, absolutely.
I can't think of any other like an answer that's possibly better than that. Like that's kind of the top tier AAA or S tier answer there.
That is a S plus. What a great answer.
Jesus, what if he's just yelling profanities at you and you're just like, that's right, Chewie. I mean, that's what I assume is happening in the movies as well. Like, he's like,
R2-D2 is definitely saying foul, terrible things that only
100%.
Luke and Anakin know what he's saying. 100%.
I love the idea of that, where he's just like cussing people out the whole time, and Luke.
It tracks.
Luke just keeps side eyeing him because he knows he's like, oh, geez, come on, dude.
Be glad nobody hears this. Be glad nobody understands this.
Just C-3PO and Luke, they're just like, oh, yikes. He's an angry little bot.
I mean, I feel like we can't go too much further without mentioning dog meat, right? Like, come on.
Oh man,
come on.
Meat. Dog meat's very good. That's a very
dog
good
meat
one.
is a perfect answer. I feel like we were gonna get trampled if we didn't say that.
To go back to One Piece a little bit, I think
any of them.
I don't know.
I'm thinking any of them.
Any of them would be great. But this one in particular, it's like it would be hard to become a best friend, you know, to really connect. But I think once you did, and it's obvious in the show, like Zoro, he's just such a cool dude.
Yeah.
Like, he's one of those dudes who, like, you'd go over to his house just to hang out, and he's just like doing like stupid, crazy like sword tricks and just showing off. And he's just like he's like the one friend that you have that just is good at everything, and you're just like, that's fine. Like, I'm just gonna sit here and like enjoy. And he loves just the glory, so he just loves like you watching him and being cool with it. I'm like, yeah, you keep doing your sword tricks. Oh man, yeah, I think that would be sick. But yeah, any of them, you're right. Even, I mean, Sanji is like one of my favorite characters. I love Sanji. So good, so good.
I'm trying to think.
I don't know if you've noticed, actually, I've been on a One Piece. I've been watching One Piece on your Crunchyroll.
I saw you.
You probably saw I made a profile finally.
I was gonna say, about time.
They implemented that.
My history.
They implemented that.
Recently.
I haven't watched since they implemented that. Like, I actually haven't watched probably for the last 8 or 9 months. It's been a while since I've watched One Piece. And then I saw that they did that update. So I'm like, oh, good, finally. Because I kept losing my spot whenever you would go back to your spot. And it was like, we were like fighting back and forth. And finally, when they did that, I'm like, oh, sweet. So I made the profile and I've been watching again. So it's been good. I love it. Love it. I don't know. Anyone in the chat, is there any other best friends you can think of? Like, I feel like there's almost too many that's hard to. I just kind of was like Googling for like just duos, buddy duos or whatever. Scooby-Doo or Shaggy, either one of them.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Blast.
That's a great one.
Like Scooby-Doo is up there with kind of Dog Meat, where there's like super loyal, super cool, like whatever. But then like Shaggy, he's so chill. He'd be hooking you up with, you know, whatever you needed. He's a chill dude.
Oh, that's a great answer, Carrie. Of course, Isabel.
Oh,
from Animal Crossing.
How did you not name like any of your Animal Crossing friends that you have?
Because I feel like those are like, they go without saying, right? Like, I have my favorites.
It's not a hypothetical. They're already your best friends.
They're already my best friends. It's not a hypothetical. Like, I see them every day. It's fine.
Gerald from Hey Arnold, that's a very good one.
Yeah, but I feel like he's already Arnold's best friend. You know what I mean? Like, he wouldn't be my best friend.
I mean,
and we wouldn't have that same kind. We like him because he has that dynamic with Arnold. You know?
Yeah. It's hard because there's almost
Clank. Clank would be a great best friend.
Oh, Clank would be a good one because he's also would be like helpful. He's like fun to be around, but also is like, hey, I need help fix this. He just figure it out. Jesus is playing hardball, eh?
Yeah, I'm playing hardball, buddy.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I can see Clank. Garrett, I don't know if that design is gonna work.
Like, shut up, Clank. Do it yourself then.
Go.
Oh man. All right. Well, that's I think we've named a lot enough people there. If you have any ideas for either of those questions, a tattoo you'd like to get, video game related tattoo, or a fictional character you'd like to have as best friend, we'd love to hear about it, you can join us over at Discord at supergamerboys.com/Discord and leave it over there in the episode description. You could comment on the YouTube video down in the comments below. Let us know. We'd love to hear. It's always fun to hear what other people think, because it's one of those things too. People will say something, I'm like, oh, duh, how did I not think of that? Of course. Like in the moment, it's just like, oh, come on. Like I even prepared for this question ahead of time. It was still hard. Let us know. And if you have any other questions you'd like us to answer, go over to that Discord link, supergamerboys.com/Discord. Join for free over there. Hang out with us during the week. Talk about the episode. Talk about what you're playing, what you're watching, what you're listening to, and drop those questions. So then we can have some fun stuff to talk about here on the podcast. Oh no, Jesus says you're getting a strongly worded YouTube comment, Adrian.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
All right. I think it's now time for the nerdy nudes.
It's now time for the nerdy nudes.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right. This first news story comes to us from The Verge, written by Tom Warren. Microsoft is hiking the price of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate and launching a new standard tier. That is right. Microsoft is planning to hike its Xbox Game Pass Ultimate pricing again in September, alongside launching a new standard subscription that doesn't include day one access to first-party Xbox games. The Xbox maker has started emailing Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscribers, warning of a price increase to $19.99 a month that starts on September 12th, a $3 increase over the current $16.99 a month pricing. PC Game Pass subscribers will also see a hike in September, with the service moving from $9.99 to $11.99 per month and maintaining access to day one titles. If you're outside the US and wondering how the price increases affect your own subscription, Microsoft has a full list of the worldwide price changes here. Price increases come just before Microsoft plans to add Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and other big first-party Xbox games to its Game Pass service later this year. The price increases will largely affect Ultimate subscribers, who make up the vast majority of Game Pass subscribers, and come just over a year after the last Game Pass price hikes raised rates by $1 to $2 per month. Alongside the Ultimate and PC Game Pass price hikes, Microsoft will also offer a new option of an Xbox Game Pass standard subscription without day one titles, and that will be priced at $14.99 per month for new users to the service. The existing Xbox Game Pass for console subscription will continue for existing subscribers, but new Game Pass subscribers won't be able to select the console option starting July 10th until the new Game Pass standard option subscription is available. Microsoft says Xbox Game Pass Standard will be available in the coming months. The new standard option will also include online console multiplayer access, which is something that Xbox Game Pass for console lacked previously. Existing Game Pass for console subscribers will only be able to stack up to 13 months from September 18th, but this won't impact existing stacks. I revealed in May that Microsoft was considering raising Xbox Game Pass Ultimate pricing again in a debate around adding Call of Duty to the service. A price increase to the top tier will help offset Microsoft adding Activision's Call of Duty series to Game Pass, and it has been largely expected since Microsoft made the Call of Duty edition official. So, Adrian, this is mainly just affecting Ultimate subscribers, and I guess PC subscribers as well. But this isn't surprising, right? Like, it was only a matter of time before prices were going to go up. Like, it was a very, very good deal.
Of course, yeah, and everything works like that, unfortunately, right? But like you said, we already knew this was coming. Remember, what was it, about a year ago now, when they tried to do that thing where they were going to double the price of Game Pass and everybody freaked out? That was the indicator there. And they backed off and they said, oh, we're not going to do it. And then under their breath, they said, right now, we're not going to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, no, that service is way too good of a value for what we were paying for it. I will say $20 is a little bit of sticker shock, but when you sit down and you add up everything that you're getting, it's definitely more justifiable, especially if Xbox is your only avenue to play games in.
Yeah, I
feel like it's still a no-brainer. If I'm getting day one games and I'm getting access to all of the Game Pass library, I think I can swing that, right? If I'm a primarily Xbox player.
Yeah,
because I would have spent that money on whatever other games that are in there to play.
Right. Yeah. So, if I'm primarily Xbox and or PC, it's you're right. I think you hit the nail on the head where, yeah, there's definitely some sticker shock. Like at first it's like, oh, it seems like a lot. But then a lot of times when you sit down and actually like add up the cost, like paying $60 to $70 per game, over like that. So if you bought if typically in a year you would buy 3 or 4 games, well, then Game Pass is the same price as that. And not only do you get those games, but you get hundreds of other games.
Exactly.
So it's still, so it's a lot, but it's like, you're already spending that money anyways, right? So, then what's the big deal? I mean, obviously it depends on what kind of gamer you are.
That is a big deal too,
and what
right?
your budget is. Like maybe you're not one to buy 3 or 4 new games in a year. Maybe you only buy 1 or 2. Then yeah, that's steep because, but man, there's such a vast library there. But I think that's where the standard tier comes in. Like you don't get the day one passes. I am curious about.
But you still get the library.
Yeah, you still get the library. I am curious though with the standard tier, what does that look like then? Like what is the time? Like is there just like a delay? Like is it like a month later or 2 weeks later? Or like
they haven't specified.
Yeah, that's what I would want to know. Like, cause all right, I don't get day one, but how long is the wait then? Is it like 6 months? Like, all right, I guess I can wait 6 months. But if it's you get it like a year or two later, it's like, okay, I don't know about that. That seems kind of wild to me. But like, yeah, there's such a huge library there, like access to games. It's unfortunate that it's going up so much now. I'm curious now. The PC, because it says PC is going up a couple bucks. Does that get day one game releases? Did it say in here?
I'm not sure, but that would make the most sense.
Let's see.
Right?
Yes. Okay. PC Game Pass subscribers will maintain access to day one titles. So really, this is only penalizing console players.
Which is kind of crazy because they're the ones that took the leap of faith and bought your console that nobody,
that
nobody's buying.
Why is that? What else? So, because right now there's been 3 tiers. There's been 3 tiers of Game Pass for a long time. There's the base one, or console one they call it. So there's a console one. There's a PC
which is
one.
Just a library for console.
Just a library for console. There's just a library for PC, and then there's Ultimate, which is both plus streaming. That's the only way to get xCloud stuff is through Ultimate. So really, this whole pricing scheme is penalizing the people who have already committed to your game, like, or your system, like your ecosystem. That seems wild. Like, why? I feel like it's backwards, right? Shouldn't the PC people be paying more to get early access because they're the ones who aren't committing to just buying hardware?
You would think, but I guess Microsoft doesn't feel the same way. I'd love to see what their justification is on charging, on deciding who to charge what.
Yeah,
because I feel like the console players should get a break because they already PC gamers have a choice still, right? At that point, yeah, they can use Game Pass or they can not and go somewhere else.
You go buy off Steam.
You buying an Xbox,
a lot of Xbox games are coming to Steam now too. So
right, but if you buy an Xbox, that means you're locked in. Like you're buying games for Xbox and Xbox products, so you should get a break because you invested. Yeah. And that would be an incentive for people to buy Xboxes because you get a little bit of a break if you have a console Game Pass subscription versus a PC.
Yeah. That's how I would see it, but maybe it's because we're not businessmen. Because businessmen look at it and they're like, "Oh, they're locked in and they're gonna get this, so we're gonna charge."
We can charge them what we want.
So it's. I'm
just trying to move units.
It's sleazy.
I'm trying to move units, but they don't want to do it. So
yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a horse too much in this race. I canceled my Game Pass a long time ago, and I haven't really looked back. I keep saying that one day I'm gonna pay for a month because I know there's couple games. There's a few games I haven't played, like Hellblade 2. Like, I wanted to give that a shot, but I'm like, I'll wait.
Yeah, but you could just buy it.
That's true. I could just buy it.
And it'll be less than what you would pay if you had Game Pass continuously going. Like, what's coming out this year that you would get?
Well,
right,
like
from Xbox.
Like
Hellblade is already out.
Like I was saying, though, I would only pay for like a month. Like, that's kind of like how we do Netflix now. Like, we don't have a continuous subscription. We basically let things pile up, and then we pay for like a month of Netflix and then binge it all and then just cancel it. So you're only paying for the month.
Right.
So like, I think that's what I would do with Game Pass is like, all right, wait for stuff to stack up. Like, so really, like, yeah, Hellblade. I can't really think of anything else. I'm sure there is something else. I can't think of it. And then pay for a month, play as much as I can during that month, and then like see how I'm feeling about it at the end. If I like it, then all right, then I can buy it on Steam and support them more. But if not, then it's like, I'm good. Let's move on. I only paid $20,
That's fair.
to try it. But yeah, I don't know. This whole thing isn't surprising. I just want to kind of reiterate our thoughts here, kind of condense what we've talked, because we've been talking about a lot of different things. This isn't surprising at all. They've tried to do it before.
Mm-hmm.
We scared them into not doing it, but they came back and did it anyways, which is fine. Like,
I mean, if we're being 100% honest,
everything's getting more expensive. So
it is, but also I think that this is a fair price for what you get for Game Pass.
Yeah.
I think this is like the ideal price for Game Pass. Like, if it goes up past this, then we got a problem.
Yeah.
But I feel like Game Pass is definitely worth $20 just by the amount of hours and content you get alone.
That's true.
Plus day one releases. So it doesn't bother me as much.
I think I agree with that. Like, it seems like a lot because we're just used to this. We're used to Game Pass being the greatest, like the best value in gaming kind of thing, which it was. That was an incredible price. But it's just hard now to swallow the pill, be like, oh, it's going up, we got spoiled for so long. Now it's like, oh, we're losing it. It's going to, you're right. It's going to where it kind of should be, what it's worth, where we've been getting a steal for so long. I guess I also just hope that these price hikes are going back to devs, because there's a lot of indie devs who are launching, like doing day one launches on Game Pass. And I don't know if they've ever really shared too much about how people get paid out, but I just hope
I imagine they're under strict NDAs for that. Yeah.
I just really hoped, like, some of those smaller indies that are working with them, like, that they are getting good payouts, and it's not just like all just going into Microsoft's pocket, just to help pay for the Activision Blizzard deal, basically.
They don't need help paying for it. They just bought it. They have what? Trillions of dollars. They don't need help getting that paid back. They'll just do it.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I feel like that's been the sentiment I've seen online, though, is that's basically the reasoning behind these price hikes is like, okay, we've bought a bunch of studios, now we got to start paying them off, kind of thing. But again, business. I don't get it. I'm not a businessman.
Me neither. I'm just here to play the game.
I just play games, talk about it on a podcast. All right, let's move on to this next news story. This next news story comes to us from IGN, written by Ryan Dinsdale. Ubisoft apologizes to Japanese historical reenactment group for using its flag in Assassin's Creed Shadows art without permission. So there was a previous article of this that introduced it, where they kind of got called out, but this is a response to the original article. But Ubisoft has apologized after using a Japanese historical reenactment group's flag in concept art for Assassin's Creed Shadows without permission. As reported by Silicon Era, Ubisoft Japan issued an apology on Twitter and admitted that it used the flag in 2 pieces of art without permission. It also claimed to have apologized to the flag's owner, Sekigahara Tepotai, a historical reenactment group made up of volunteers who perform to the public at festivals and other events. Eagle-eyed fans notice the identical recreation of the flag, which can be seen below in a piece of concept art for the Japan set Assassin's Creed, released alongside its full reveal. It was raised to a leading member of the Sekigahara Tepotai, Twitter user at matchlock_cage, who posted a photo of the real flag taken on October 27th, 2019, and expressed concern at it being used by Ubisoft without permission. Ubisoft has now apologized for using the flag, however, and said it will no longer use the associated artwork, with one exception. the presumably already printed physical art book featured in the collector's edition of the Assassin's Creed Shadows. Ubisoft has said it strived to make the world of Assassin's Creed Shadows as authentic as possible. So Assassin's Creed Shadows was fully revealed in May 2024 as a Japan set entry where players take control of two protagonists, the stealthy shinobi Naoi and the action-oriented Yasuke, who's a real figure from Japanese history. IGN had a...
people said he didn't exist.
Yeah, that's what everyone's saying.
The sudden Japanese historians.
Yeah, all these Japanese historical experts
coming out of the woodwork. But okay.
I must have picked the wrong article. I think this actually is the original one, because there's a newer one where basically they said they didn't accept the apology, and I do not have that here. I can find it here, but yeah, so the updated article is saying, hey, we're not cool with it, and we also want it out of the art book as well, because that's kind of what I want to talk about here on the show is, do you think Ubisoft is throwing like 1,000 of these art books just in a furnace somewhere and starting over? Not. Or do you think it's payday for this group, you know?
So here's what I think. I think they will donate the ones with that flag, with that art in it, and just use it as a tax write-off, and then get the rest of them done and reprinted without the flag in it, and then those they'll sell and profit off of. That makes the most. I don't know if you can do that. I'm sure there's of course, other precedents that you have to follow and business practices and whatnot, but we also know that businesses are very slimy and will do whatever they can to save some money. So I wouldn't be surprised if, like I said, they donate the ones that have the pictures in there to different museums or, influencers or galleries or anything like that, or local game shops.
Yeah.
Use
them for giveaways.
So that way they can write them off.
So yeah, here's the article. Ubisoft apology for using historical is not enough, group says. But however, the apology was deemed not enough for the historical reenactment group. We've discussed the matter again. We have asked Ubisoft to remove the image from the collector's edition art book. I'm not sure if this will be possible. I've contacted Ubisoft through their support. Ubisoft has yet to respond, but IGN has asked for comment. So that's all there was. Basically, they're like, hey, you can't use it. So that's... So I think I'm right there with you. They're not gonna just ditch a bunch of these art books, right? Like, they're gonna figure out either some way to get around it, or they just need to pay the group. Like, I don't like pay and credit the group, I guess. Like, they get a cut. I don't know how you come up with a number for that. They get a percentage of the collector's sales or something like that. I guess on the other hand too, it seems, yeah.
What?
I don't know. I'm not playing devil's advocate here, because I think it's wrong to steal other people's artwork. But this, I guess there's not a lot of context here for where did this design originally come from? Because if this is a group of historical people who do historical reenactments, isn't this flag just from history then? It's not actually their flag either? I'm confused. I guess I'm confused by... Right?
Can you trademark a flag though?
I don't think you can. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, if it's original artwork, then as soon as they make it, like, it's theirs. That is, they can do
right.
That.
So it must be some alteration to the design that makes it their own. Like, maybe they sold their own logo or whatever troupe or theater and wove it into the design of the flag.
Maybe.
That makes sense.
Because to me, it seems weird. I'm like, wait a second. If you're a like, you brought this up before the show, because you were asking what kind of historical reenactment group are they?
Right.
But you think
I was curious.
You think about what you brought up was talking about like Civil War reenactment, people who do Civil War reenactment, and like they're utilizing like American flags and Confederate flag, or like, like different flags from that time that were historically accurate. So in my head, I'm like, okay, if these people are doing historical reenactments, they should be using flags that are historically accurate from that time period, which means they don't own that design. That design was owned by someone who lived hundreds or thousands of years ago, right? Like,
right.
So I guess we're not getting enough context from the group themselves. Like, it just seems weird. So that's all. If they made it, if it's their design, then 100% Ubisoft needs to pay them out. But if they're claiming it's theirs when it's not, that's where I'm kind of like, what's going on here? Like aren't you
right?
Like if you're reenacting a group that lived in Japan thousands of years ago, you don't own that design. They could do Ubisoft.
You literally cannot own it. You cannot buy it. It was a thing before any of you were here.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just it's just a weird situation where we're not getting a lot of information about it. Granted, it's not like a huge deal, so that's probably why we're not getting information, because who cares? You know, in the end, it's like,
right.
This isn't gonna.
We're not benefiting. We're not benefiting from it.
Yeah, it's not even in the game, so it's not like it's gonna change the game in the end. It's not like they have to remake the entire game in like 3 months. You know. It's not like every soldier in the entire game has it sewn onto their arm, you know, or something like that. It's like,
thank goodness, right? If I was the dev team and I heard that news, I would have fainted.
Yeah. Oh man.
You mean we got to go back and change all that? And we're only 2 months out till launch, so we have to QA all over again? Oh my god.
Craziness. So yeah, I'm sure. I hope it works out in the group's favor, as long as it is in fact their original design as they claim. Again, it seems weird, like if you're a reenactment group, you shouldn't have original designs. You should have designs from the time period you're reenacting, but I digress. We can move on with the next story with that. This last news story comes to us from VGC, written by Andy Robinson. Nintendo releases official magazine in English. Nintendo has released its Japan-only official magazine in English, published on Friday. The summer edition of Nintendo Magazine, which is usually given away in Japanese stores such as Nintendo Tokyo and other locations, is now available to read digitally in English language. Nintendo notes that because the magazine is intended for the Japanese market, some information such as pricing and release dates are not accurate for the global audience. However, the summer edition does include a variety of features on upcoming Switch games such as Nintendo World Champions NES Edition and The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. As of this week, the Nintendo Switch has now officially had the longest lifespan of any Nintendo home console predecessor. Since its worldwide launch on March 3rd, 2017, 2,687 days have passed without the arrival of the successor console, meaning Switch's lifespan has officially beaten Nintendo's previous longest-lasting console, the Famicom, which was 2,686 days. Nintendo confirmed in May that it will announce its next console this fiscal year, meaning the Switch's successor will be revealed by the end of March 2025 at the latest. This isn't, again, earth-shattering news, but I thought this was cool. I looked it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
I looked it up. I was reading it. It basically just made me wish there was a paper version in English, because I was like, man, my kids would love this. Like, just to flip through this and have this in their room on their shelf. Like, you had a great idea that I think you should share. Well, you asked. You're like, oh, I wonder if they're going to do something with this. And I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah. I wonder if they're going to start sending them over this way, and if they're going to start handing them out at the Nintendo store in San Francisco when it opens next year.
Yeah, because they just recently.
I feel like that'd be perfect.
Because there's a Nintendo store in New York, or no? There's not one at all.
Okay, it's only going to be New York and San Francisco.
Okay, so yeah, I wonder if with the new flagship store they'll drop it here in America, probably in both stores, but like as a celebration, dude, that would be sick.
Dude,
like we could start getting paper.
Dude, I'm still so stoked about that. A whole Nintendo store, just like minutes away from the house.
That's gonna be so good. When is it supposed to be done? Do they have dates?
They just said 2025, so I'm sure they're already like got permits in place and they're getting material shipped in and all that.
Yeah.
So, oh man, I'm
so sick.
My whole wardrobe is just gonna be Nintendo stuff. I can't wait.
Man, is there a Pokemon store in America? Is there just
it's
one?
in the Nintendo store.
Okay, so they have a Pokemon store in the Nintendo store in New York. I wonder,
Right.
Are they going to do something similar in San Francisco? Do you think, or will they just?
I imagine.
Okay.
The plaza that they have it in, the buildings are really, really tall, like multi-story.
Okay.
So they can almost do something like Nintendo New York.
Okay.
But I also want them to make it its own thing, like differentiate it from New York, so that way you have a reason to need to go to both.
Yeah, that would be sick. Go to the Nintendo store in the Pokemon Center. Man.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. So cool. So jealous that you're so close to it too. I mean, I'm relatively
I'm your plug,
close.
man. You let me know what you're looking for. I'll go down there and take a look, see what I can find.
Oh, but that's not to say I want to experience it too. I want to breathe in the air, the Nintendo air, and all that Japanese dust.
I can tell you what though, even though I don't collect games physically anymore, I definitely want to go to like a midnight launch event. You know they're gonna have them.
Oh, heck
You know they're gonna have them
for the new console. Get your Switch.
No, it's not gonna be done. It's not gonna be done by then.
They said
The console will be out before the store's done. I feel like they're gonna need at least a year, like if they started now. So it'll probably be mid to late 2025.
I mean, they could just delay the release of the
If
console.
they hightail it.
They could just delay the console to be mid to late 2025.
They already delayed it once.
I mean,
As
far as
they
we
already
know,
delayed it once.
as far as we know, like they're not releasing it until, I mean, we just read it in the article, until at the latest they could announce it
October, I think.
March of 2025. They could announce it March 2025, which means
I'm talking about the ideal.
which means it might not come out until mid to late 2025 if they announce at the last possible moment they could within their fiscal year. That could happen. It's not ideal. It'd be fun. It'd be great to have the Switch 2 sooner, but imagine having it line up though and to go to like the release event.
I would 1000%.
That would be absolutely insane. Absolutely insane.
Oh, and then just filming stuff.
I'm sure they have all sorts of like sick stuff going on too, just like little like fun little like game corners and stuff like that, and characters there, and like I'm sure they judge it up and have all sorts of fun stuff going on. Oh, so cool. Carrie says, still say it needs to be called the Super Switch. Oh man, yeah.
I agree with you, but and I would call it that, the Super Nintendo Switch. But when you think about the mass market, and how the majority of people are not savvy, like, you and I and anybody who's in the room, or like anybody who follows games closely, you just need to keep it as simple as possible and just call it Switch 2.
Yeah, or a completely different name altogether, like they have done also, where it's like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, and then all of a sudden it's like GameCube. Like, all right, Wii. Oh, okay,
but I feel like if you're gonna call it something completely different, it needs to be something completely different. You can't just do a Switch form factor again and not call it Switch, because everybody's just gonna call it Switch. So
true.
If it was like another strictly home console, then you could call it something different. But if it's a portable hybrid again, they're just gonna call it Switch. So why not capitalize on that?
I mean, people figured out back in the day when they went Nintendo to Super Nintendo. So I don't see why people can't figure it out today.
Did they?
Switch.
Because I remember seeing old school articles of people being like, or parents being like, I don't know why my kid needs this. He already has the Nintendo at home. This plays games already just like it does. This one does. Why would I need this?
But that was like the birth of video games, where you think about it, a lot of the people buying these for their kids today are us.
Fair.
Like that just hit me. Like we're talking as if like those stupid grandparents who can't figure it out. I'm like, well, the grandparents are like my parents. My parents are big gamers, and the regular parents are me and other people our age. So it's like, yeah, maybe they wouldn't be so bad actually. a lot of the people who wouldn't understand it, they're long gone at this point, or
Yeah. Carrie has a point in the chat. She said it's amazing how many people didn't understand Wii and Wii U. It is.
I was one of those people. I didn't understand.
Exactly. I was gonna say that honestly was like, I got that it was new hardware because I've been playing games for decades at that point, right? And you and me, but and this is I can go. This could be a topic, dude. I'm telling you. They all make this stupid mistake. Okay. Wii U should have been Wii 2. Why did they do anything else but call it Wii 2? What about that console said it doesn't need to be a 2?
Right. Yeah, Wii U makes
Sony.
It sound like it's like almost as if it wasn't meant to be played with other people. Like it's just for you. Like, oh, the Wii was for your friends and the Wii U is not for your friends. It's just for you. But it's like, no, it's still supposed to be played.
But your friends can still bring their Wii remotes to use with this console. Not to mention the gamepad has the functions of a Wii, of a Wii remote. So it's dumb. And then Sony, same deal. PS Vita should have been PSP 2.
Yeah, there was.
What are we doing?
That didn't make
Why
any
are we
sense.
changing? Why are we messing up a good thing? What about the Vita needed? What compelled Sony to call the PS? What could have been the PSP to the Vita?
Yeah,
you completely PSP by the time Vita came out was already what is it called? What is that called? When it's prevalent in popular language,
like the market share.
No. I mean, they had mind share, yeah, but it was like a colloquialism at this point, right?
Yeah.
Like you knew what a PSP was if you played any kind of games. So why leave that branding that everybody already knows and put a 2 and everybody already know, hey, that thing that everybody knows about, there's a new one. Boom, you're going crazy. I don't get it.
The only thing I could think of is because of the drastic change in how you acquired the games. I mean, it's still not like, yeah, I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of because it went from like the UMDs to like little cartridges, right? So that's the only thing I can think of.
It's still a portable PlayStation.
Oh yeah, it is. Like I think the name, you still could have played the name off with enough marketing and explaining. I think the only concern of Sony would be people being like, well, why can't I play my PSP games on it? Because at that point, PlayStation very much was in the backwards compatible camp where, all right, on my PS2, I can play my PS1. And while I'm at the beginning of the PS3 cycle, I can play PS1 and PS2 games on it. Like, so for the Vita to come out and then be like, oh, if it's PSP2, people are going to expect either it's going to run UMDs or they're going to be able to play their back catalog, and you can't.
I mean, I kind of feel like at that point, right? Like I don't know if they just didn't workshop enough on an upgrade path where like they had so much time from PSP Go to Vita. I feel like what was that, like a 2-3 year gap?
Something like that, yeah.
That they couldn't have worked out some kind of program for you to, if you have UMDs or anything like that, that you can somehow turn it. Like they could have partnered with GameStop. You bring in a UMD, Sony gives you a code.
Oh yeah. Because
GameStop gives you a code to download.
Because you could play digital PSP games, right? Like if you had digital, okay.
Yeah, and then GameStop benefits because they get all those UMDs to sell.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know.
Just threw it all away.
I just talked about it.
Just threw it all away.
Threw it all away.
Yeah, with the Wii and Wii U thing, it was like a weird moment in time where I wasn't super deep into, like I was still playing games, but I like wasn't deep into like what all the new stuff was. I was living internationally at that point. I was either, let's see, I was overseas. Yeah, I think I was overseas because I was living in Canada for a couple of years and I lived over in Papua New Guinea for a couple of years. So you don't get a lot of new video game news in the jungles of Papua New Guinea. So it was one of those things where I came back and everyone's talking about a Wii U. I'm like, what are you talking about? I remember looking up a picture and being like, it just looks like the Wii on its side.
Right.
With like a funny controller. I'm like, oh, so it's just so I thought it was just the controller. It was the Wii, like it was just like an accessory for it. And it was the longest time before I'm like, oh no, it's a new console. Okay. Like I was totally out of the loop on that one. But I had an excuse. I was out of the country for a few years. They don't have internet in Canada. They don't have internet in Canada.
But see, if you came back and said, oh, there's a Wii 2, you would have got it immediately.
Oh yeah, 100%. If it was a Wii 2, I'd be like, oh, we got to get one now.
Right.
Oh boy. Well, in any case, Nintendo, go check out that digital magazine. It's pretty sick. It's fun. Fun little read. fun little look at. And when the Nintendo Store comes to San Francisco, maybe that's when we do the tattoos. We do a whole day of it. We go to the Nintendo Store and we go get some video game tattoos together. There we go.
I'm down.
We planned it out. Got it all set in stone. All right. With that is it for the Nerdy Nudes. And now it's time for the Patreon ad.
Let's do it.
This is the part of the show where I tell you to go over to patreon.com/supergamerboys and support us over there starting at just $1 a month. That's right. $1 each and every month gets you episodes early and ad-free all month long. That's also Patreon exclusive shows. So all of our shows early and ad-free as they're releasing. And then previous seasons of shows such as Super Gamer Book Club Season 1 and our current Patreon exclusive show, Super Later Boys. Get it all over there just for $1. And that helps tremendously. I forget to mention it most weeks, but really what you're supporting is, you're not just throwing money into a pit. That money goes towards keeping the podcast running, keeping our website running, helping design things for the merch store, helping buy games that we can talk about on the show, helping buy equipment like mics and lights and software that we might need. So every penny is needed, and boy, are we so appreciative of every single cent that comes in. You guys are all incredible who support us over there. And if you do not currently support us on Patreon and you would love to help us out, help us keep this train a-rolling, go over to patreon.com/supergamerboys. And like I said, you can start at $1 and then you can go up from there. Or if you want, you could support us at the $5 tier, which gets you that previous perks and show notes to our show each and every week. So you get a little behind the scenes peek. So you know what we're going to be talking about. You can see the listener questions, see the news stories, see what we've been playing. You can leave your own questions, comments, concerns right on the doc. So that way, while I'm reading the doc during the show, I can see your comment, I can read it, I can share it, so you can have your voice heard here on the episode. $5 a month, $10 a month, you get those previous perks, and a big old shout out at the top of the show. We call that our Super Gamer sponsors. We love those folks, and I love shouting them out each and every week. And then the top dog tier, $15 a month. Be a Patreon producer, all those previous perks, and you can pitch us a segment for the show. If you think you have a good idea that you think would be fun for us to do during the show, or maybe outside the show, maybe it's something we do on our social media, think about supporting us there. You can pitch that segment to us. Obviously, it's subject to what's the word I'm looking for? We need to vet it a little bit first to make sure it's good to go. But if it is, we'll go with it. And we've had a lot of fun in the past with those. Super Indie Boys started as that when Adrian was a Patreon producer back in the day. We've had some fun losing reviews. We've had Kajoma's Card Game Corner. So even if you don't have an idea for a show to pitch us, you can still support us at the Patreon producer tier. I don't think Bump Smash has ever pitched a segment, but he is a Patreon producer and has been for a long time, and we appreciate that. So any of these tiers, whether you want the perks or not, you can support us at those. And like I said before, we very, very, very much appreciate every single penny that comes in, because we really couldn't do this without you. Especially, I'm realizing I knew that before, and then when I'm out of a job and I'm like, how am I going to support, keep the show running? It's your guys' support that's helping keep it running, because otherwise we'd be like, all right, things are shutting down until Garrett gets a job, because we can't afford to have things, run things, host things, with all the cost that goes into that. So thank you so much to everyone who does support us. And if you don't, please go think about it. Patreon.com/supergamerboys. All right, another huge, exciting way you can support us. We've already talked about it a ton in the last couple of weeks, but sgbstore.com. I'm so freaking stoked for this merch drop, Summer Gamer Boys collection. Go check it out. We got t-shirts, we got hats, we got swim shorts, we got glasses. I've been drinking out of my Summer Gamer Boys glass all episode. We got pins. We got all sorts of fun stuff over there. Go over to sgbstore.com, pick up some merch. Little teaser, I guess. Texted Adrian the other day. Might be cooking some new stuff already. I'm excited. exciting.
Yeah, looking good. Looking good. Some good skeleton. Almost said something. Let's just say the bones of the project are looking pretty good.
Looking pretty good. Pretty good. So go check it out. We got some fun merch over there. And last but not least, if you're watching at twitch.tv/thesupergamerboys, you can support us right here by subscribing to the channel. Apparently they raised the price of subscriptions. I didn't know that. It was always $5. Now it's $6.
Yeah, now it's $6.
So you can pay
Who do they think they are? Microsoft?
Right? Jeez Louise. $6 a month. You can support us over here, and you get ad-free viewing on Twitch. You get access to our emotes. I think that's pretty much it. There might be more things that I'm forgetting off the top of my head, but the main thing I want to tell you is not just to sub on Twitch, but that you could actually sub for free. You don't have to pay that $6. If you have Amazon Prime, you can link that to your Twitch account, and you can use your free Prime Gaming sub. You get one every month, and we would love if you use that on us. That way, it costs you $0, but we still get all the benefits. And you get all the benefits too. Everyone wins in the end. It's free for you. We get paid. You still get the use of our emotes. You get ad-free viewing and access to a whole slew of other things that you get access to by linking those two accounts. So thank you so much to all you who do sub out there. We appreciate it. And whether you pay with real cold hard cash or with that Prime Gaming sub. And if you haven't used it, make sure to use it, because each and every month it doesn't re-up. If you use a Prime Gaming, if you pay with real money, it renews. If you don't, they got you. Amazon does not want you to spend their money, so you have to remember each and every month. So think about going over to twitch.tv/thesupergamerboys, dropping that sub over on us. We'd very much appreciate it. And with that, I am done with the ad, so let's get back to the show.
Let's do it.
All right, Adrian.
Yes, sir.
It is 8:25 p.m., July 15th, 2024.
Uh-huh.
And I just got a text from one of our listeners, and they said, Adrian, I want to know what Adrian is playing. It's wild, right? I don't know how they knew we were talking about it right now, but they said, Adrian, what you playing? I said, well, first off, you have the wrong number, but I'll relay the message. So, Adrian, well, what is it you have been playing?
Okay, well, random phone number. I will tell you what
I've been playing. It was a listener.
Oh, it was a listener. Okay.
Yeah.
So I been playing a little, play Katana Zero on stream for this past week. That was my stream day. And we finished it on stream. By the way, played the game through start to finish in a few stream sessions, but we got there. And man, that game is just
so good.
It's just phenomenal. So good, dude. Top to bottom. The writing, the gameplay, the music is so good. Every time you start a level, your character has a Walkman and he just starts the tape and it just rolls. And oh God, so good. So I played that, and then also I finished Animal Well, which is the new game from Big Mode, the Big Mode published by Big Mode.
Yep.
I had a great time with that game. It is a fantastic game. It is also very frustrating at times because the puzzles almost assume that you know what to do. In most puzzles, you gradually figure out what you need to do, but a lot of times it's I would have never thought to do X action in order to get Y result. You know,
they either assume you're going to know what to do, or and I kind of mentioned this to you before the show. I feel like they didn't intend for this to almost be played like the type of game that it is, which I feel like is one of the only things that hurt it, because it's designed to be a game that you just like a Hollow Knight or something that you can just work through and get it done and can figure out the puzzles and whatever, like a Metroid, whatever. You figure out the puzzles and you move through it because they're intuitive, but they didn't design puzzles that way. You're hitting it right on the head where it's some of these puzzles are designed for you to live in this world and just explore the world for a month or two, and then finally it clicked. Be like, oh, there it is. Like, it's almost as if they didn't anticipate people beating it in a weekend or something. You know, they're like, nah, we want people to work on this for 3 months before they finish it. Which is not how people play games nowadays. Like, a lot of people, like, they get it, they binge it, they knock it out and get it done, you know? So it's just funny because it's like the type of game it is, the genre it is very much like a get it, knock it out, kill it. But I don't know. I wonder if it was a design choice. Like, they wanted people to like have to keep coming back and keep
be frustrated
and keep chewing on it for like a couple months or something. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. It's not ideal. Obviously, you don't want your game, the people playing it, to be frustrated. But yeah, there are a few moments where it's like, without a guide, you'd never figure it out. Like the stupid codes. There's like one point. Right. There's a point, without being spoiler about it. There's a it's a side thing. I don't even think it's a main thing. It's like a side optional quest that you can do, and you need to find codes to unlock something. And there's no way in a million years I would have figured out how to find these codes, without looking up the guide. And I'm like, oh,
there's no indicator. What? There's no like, hey, you should look at this thing. You might need it for later. You know, nothing for that. So when you get all the way down to where you do need the code, then you're like, oh, okay, that's what that is. Now, where way back in the map did I see it last? Basically, It's gone forever.
Well, and it's not
because the map is huge.
Yeah, and it's not even just the one code too. Like that quest, you need. I think in the end, you need like five or six. Yeah, 5 different codes. So it's like, all right, I remember where I found one, but where are the other like 4 now? What am I doing? Yeah. So I'm glad you finished it. I'm glad you powered through, because I know for a little bit you were like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can do it.
Dude, that M-disc puzzle was making me so mad.
You were missing an item though, remember? And I told you about it.
Yeah, I got it, and it helped them immensely. Yeah. But just the fact that I should be able to do it without that. Because what if I miss that item?
Oh, you can, but it's just
you
hell.
Can. It's just it's and it shouldn't be. I don't think it's balanced right. But anyway, yeah. So those are the 2 major things that I have been playing recently. Mr. Morlang, how about yourself?
Oh boy. Well, I've been playing some more Hollow Knight. Boy, am I deep into Hollow Knight. In fact, I feel like I'm getting really close to the end of the game. Because there was something I looked up a guide for, and I remember being like, oh, I'm like a couple steps away from the end here. So that's kind of exciting, because that was a game I started a couple years ago on PC. Didn't get I might have started on I think I started on my PlayStation, because it was like a free like PlayStation Plus game at one point, like part of their catalog or whatever. And I was like, this game's too hard. I don't like it. And then Eddie's like, you have to play it. It's my favorite game of all time. I'm like, okay, Eddie, I'll figure it out. When I got my Steam Deck, I picked it up on Steam, and I loved it in a handheld. Like, I don't know why, but for some reason I was like, oh, this game feels so much better in a handheld. So much better in a handheld than it did on a console. Doesn't make any sense, but it did. I liked it a lot more. And then I fell off of it again because I got stuck somewhere. Well, I talked about it last week on the show, I guess. I got back into it. I got unstuck. I figured it out. And let me tell you, yeah, this game is really, really freaking good. Like, the environmental storytelling, the soundtrack, the characters you run into, and like the little dialogue you have. It's just all around, like it is up there. I don't know if it's like my favorite game of all time, or if it even would get on like a top 10 list for me, but these last couple weeks of being like almost addicted to it, how much I'm playing, like it's nonstop. I don't know if you watch my Steam status at all, like, or if you get notifications on your Steam, but like I'm playing this nonstop. Like, it's all I've been playing pretty much, and I'm loving it. And I'm just like, I need more. I need to finish it. I need to get to the end. I need to. So good. There's been a couple tough battles, but I'm like, you know what? I'm no purist. You guys know I'm not afraid to just jump in and use a walkthrough if I need to. So there's been a couple battles where I'm like, all right, what's the trick here? And half the time the trick is just get good. I'm like, okay, cool, thanks. But it's almost helpful for me, like, just because a lot of the battles are just like, oh, just memorize the moveset. And I'm like, I can't. My brain doesn't work that way. but reading about what the move is, like being like, oh, it's, they do this twice and this 3 times. And I'm like, okay, I can compute that. But just seeing it happen on a screen, it happens so fast. My brain's like, my brain just shuts off when it's like, how am I supposed to dodge this? But when I like read what's happening, I'm like, I can comprehend that. And now I can like in my head, like get the rhythm down, be like, dodge, jump, slide, dodge. Yep. And it turns into like a DDR or something, like, okay, I can figure this out. Very good. Very good. The only other game I've been playing, and I'll just mention it briefly because there's not really much to it, but it's been fun to do because I've mentioned a few times on the show, I'm trying to get back into shape. Since I've moved into working in an office a couple years ago, I put on a lot of weight. I'm the heaviest now. I'm the weight I am now is the heaviest I've been since high school. I've put on a lot of weight, and so I'm like been walking, trying to eat better, all this stuff, and I'm like, you know what? Something else that's fun and a lot more intense than just a walk or a run. Breaking a sweat big time is Ring Fit Adventure.
Oh, you didn't tell me you were back on that.
A lot of people kind of like threw it, like it's a fake workout. It doesn't really like. I don't know.
Not in my neck of the woods. I was tired.
The state that I'm at right now, like health wise, doing like 30 minutes of that, I'm like dying by the end. I'm sweating. Like,
dude, I'm absolutely down to get back on it because we can like you can watch other people's stats and like.
Oh, you can't. I didn't know that.
You know what I mean?
I
be like, oh, Garrett played today and he did this, and I played today and I did that. like a motivator.
Okay, we should. Yeah, hold everyone.
I'm down.
Hold each other accountable. Be like accountability.
Yeah.
Even Carrie says I played a lot at first. So I've been wanting to do it again. All 3 of us. Let's get in there.
There we go.
Let's get it done. Let's be accountable
Heck
to each other.
Yeah, I'm in.
Like I've been doing like either a walk or a run for like 30 minutes, but it's also been freaking hot down here in San Diego. It's been like breaking 90s. And so going for a run, and I'm like, I'm dying. So it's much nicer for me to work out in my office with the AC on. But amazingly, I feel like I sweat more, but I don't feel like I'm going to die at the end. Like when I go for a run, when it's 90 something degrees and like humid, I'm like, I'm going to die. I'm going to have heat stroke and die. Or when I'm breaking a sweat in here, I'm like, all right, I can break a sweat for 30 minutes in here. And I feel I'm working different muscles too. When I just go for a run, I'm just like tired. Where like doing this, like my legs are sore, my arms are sore. I'm like, okay, I'm actually using muscles. I'm not just, I'm not just expending energy. I'm actually like working muscles, which is what I want to do. I want to actually like get things back in shape. I don't want to just, burn calories for the sake of burning calories. So, yeah, it's been fun. I've enjoyed it. I like Ring Fit a lot. It's fun little game. So I think it's something I'm kind of alternating. So like almost like every other day. So I do like Ring Fit and go for a run, Ring Fit, go for a run. But if it keeps getting warmer, or stays consistently warm, which I think it is, I might just start doing Ring Fit more often. But heck yeah, let's do it. Let's hook up on the Ring Fit adventure. It'd be cool.
I'm down.
All right. Super. Yeah, Carrie says Super Gamer Boys Ring Fit Club. Do we need to start a Discord channel? New Discord channel?
Yeah. Why not?
Get all the homies in there. Be like, hey, anyone who's playing Ring Fit, get in here.
Get in here.
That'd be awesome. All right. Thank you all so much for listening and watching. We appreciate it very, very much. All the love and support we've been getting. Seeing the YouTube channel steadily grow has been encouraging. So if you haven't, go over to youtube.com/supergamerboys. Think about subbing over there. It's totally free to subscribe over there. I know it's confusing. On Twitch, it costs money to sub. On YouTube, it doesn't. But YouTube, it's free. You click that sub button, helps our numbers go up, and YouTube likes that. So, and we like that too. So sub over on YouTube, then you know when our videos go live, each and our new episodes, as well as our clips. We break out the news stories. So even if you're like, I don't have time for the full episode, but I want to hear what the news stories were, you can check it out. We release those Wednesday, Thursday, Friday on YouTube. And yeah, we'd appreciate that a ton. Also, you can rate and review us on your podcast apps, whether it's iTunes or Spotify. Go ahead and drop some stars on there. Drop that review. We'd appreciate that a ton. It's actually been fun to see people interacting on Spotify. So, because we host our some of our show stuff over on through Spotify, and you can actually like add polls and questions and stuff. And people have actually been commenting and responding to the polls. So actually,
sick.
Last week's episode 240. No, this was 2 weeks ago, I guess. Episode 249. Because we're at 251 now. Carrie responded because I said, "What question or what Pokemon?" I think, what Pokemon would you want as a pet? It was a listener question that week, which she might have asked actually. She said Spheal because he's stinking adorable, and I agree. That's not a bad one. That is not a bad one at all. But yeah, it's been fun. We also have had polls. Again, I didn't realize people were answering, but yeah, 2 people said, yes, day 1, I am buying a Nintendo Switch 2. We had 2 people about backwards compatibility say, I said, what console would you prefer? PS3, PS2, or PS1? That was a couple weeks ago when we talked about PS5 getting that. One person said PS3, one person said PS1. No one cares about PS2 apparently.
Even though it's the highest selling console of all time. Okay.
It's also extremely easy to emulate though. Like you can emulate it. Well, although so is PS1. Like I could play PS1 games on my phone. So
yeah. PS2 is easy to get though. It's easy to emulate and it's easy to get because there's so many of them out there.
Yeah, that's true. So anyways, Spotify, go check it out. You can watch the episode, you can listen to the episode, you can comment, you can poll, you can do all sorts of fun stuff. And iTunes. They got some stuff too, I guess. Come on, Apple, get with the times. Patreon.com/SuperGamerBoys. Please support us over there. Helps keep this show running. All of you who do already, thank you very much. And if you've thought about it, please think about it again. We'd appreciate it. All the help we can get at this point we're very thankful for it, and it's very necessary. It costs a lot to keep this thing running and keep making cool content for you folks. SGBstore.com is another way you can support us by buying that sweet, sweet merch. Get those hats, shirts, glasses, pins, whatever you might need. I was wearing my swim shorts the other day just around the house. Like they're actually really comfy. I was actually surprised how nice they were. So very, very good. Shout out to Jack, Sriracha, Yate, and DJ Trooz for allowing us to use their music here on the show. This episode, you've been listening to DJ Trooz. Make sure to go look him up over on Apple Music and Spotify. Add him to your playlist. Listen to him later. You can find us during the week at supergamerboys.com, Twitter and Instagram at supergamerboys. I am on Twitter and Instagram at gmorlang. Adrian, where can the fine folks find you at?
You can find me any and everywhere online at Homeboy.
HOLMBOI.
The very same.
And that is it. Adrian, you mind taking us out?
I sure can. Folks, thank you for hanging out with us for another episode of the Super Gamer Boys podcast. As Garrett mentioned earlier, we appreciate any and all forms of support, whether that's watching, listening, buying merch, subbing, telling a friend. It doesn't matter. What?
I'm sorry, Selky's just popped in the chat. Right at the tail end. He got me. He says, my swim shorts were filled with Peepsy when they arrived, and a note saying Adrian hates this stuff.
Yeah, that was a Garrett joint, because I wouldn't even buy Peepsy to do something like that.
I wish my shorts were full of Peepsy. Oh, man. Sorry. You can continue.
Anyway. Thank you for supporting us all, as always. We'll see you again soon. But until next time, we are the Super Gamer Boys.
And we'll catch you on the flippity flop.
Shorts full of Peepsy is diabolical. I don't know why you would ever want that. That just sounds like a sticky nightmare time.
Where can I get Peepsy?
Hell.